musician, actor, whatever you want to call him, visual artist, Donald Glover.
Hi, I'm Donald Glover.
Just came out recently with a new interview with, who was it? Was it Variety?
Hold on. Anybody dressed like that is unstable.
But he's, even when he tries to talk about his show, he still goes right into the whole black.
It's like...
It's the J.S show. I'm your host, John the JS, whatever you want to call me. I got a few co-hosts here with me. Let me introduce yourselves.
What's good? My name's Judah, aka Yoda the Dome. What's good with y'all?
What's up? I'm Tim, Moogie, whatever, Moogie Wara. Let's start.
Alright, and today we going into another little music conversation here. Today we got artist, musician, actor, whatever you want to call him, visual artist, Donald Glover. Just came out recently with a new interview with, who was it? Was it Variety? Vogue?
I believe Interview Magazine, that's what they're called.
Okay, Interview Magazine. And basically, Donald Glover is, you know, Donald Glover, Childish Gambinos, whatever you want to call him. Very talented dude. Has a lot of music he's made. He has one of my favorite shows, Atlanta, he's got on TV. He's got, we gonna get into he got a bunch of, you know, he's a really talented dude. And he has a real controversial past. As he said a lot of controversial things, I would say, about being black, how he feels about being black. He's got a lot of things out there where he basically is interviewing himself, right? And in this interview, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot going on with this. He's basically, I don't know, like self-reflecting, like a look in the mirror for a second, you know? Right into this interview, because there's a lot to break down in this. And I don't think we're going to get through all of it. Like I said, y'all can check it out, Interview Magazine, if y'all really want to see it. But let's just start off with what y'all was going into, with the whole him being woke. Where he starts off, where he says, people say that you're woke now. He says, nah, I just grew up. And then he says, maybe, but you work, well, this is him talking to himself, it's so weird. Maybe, but your work seemed to have a socially political slant around the same time as you started becoming more popular. He said, I don't think that's true. People don't think of life the way they used to because we communicate online. Everyone has a personal brand. If Malcolm X was alive right now and lived the same life, people would say he rebranded himself. No, he just was Malcolm X. He evolved through his experience. And so, basically, speaking of that, what would y'all had to say about that and anything like that?
I would say, listen, man, I kind of get the analogy. Maybe you're right. We gotta stop using civil rights activists or legends to compare ourselves with our third world perfect problems. It's never a good look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Keep Malcolm X, keep Martin Luther out of the mix.
You're an entertainer. You are not Malcolm X. Stop.
It's like when they do those club parties and they put Martin Luther King Day party and they put Martin Luther. It's nah, bro. It's a whole different thing right there. It's out of respect, you know. Leave it alone.
And the thing is, also another problem I have with it. Back then, they did say he rebranded himself, and that's why it was easier to spin the narrative on why he died. You know, because they say he converted or they got softer, even though it was the FBI or CIA really took him out.
And you see, that's why.
Even then, there was a lot of people believing that his crowd got softer.
And that's why you stay away from dudes like that. You don't go into dudes like that.
He's just wrong anyway. Yeah.
Honestly, he said it was old footage, and I didn't see exactly, but from what I did researching it, I believe it was taking around the time when he was releasing because of the internet, and during that time, it was a lot going on. You know, Charlemagne, the guy, was very critical on Donald Glover around this time. You know,
what was he saying?
There's a clip you can find when Donald Glover got elected, nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Album.
Yeah.
He said there's two white people up for a Grammy this year, Iggy Azalea and Donald Glover. He said that. Charlemagne, during this time, people are getting very critical. You know, he was converting from comedy to rap full time, and Charlemagne, the guy, was one of the heavy on him, calling him, you know, I'm not gonna say, but slurs, the one that Oreo, you know, I don't think that's bad. You know, calling him that, a black person that's not really black but acting white, and he was very heavy. He was saying Donald Glover, Iggy Azalea, and there's two white people up for Grammy this year, Iggy Azalea, Childish Gambino, two white people, and around this time, it was like a lot of people just being very critical on him, saying like he's not really expressing his blackness.
Here's what I will say. The fact that it's easier or it's way harder for Childish Gambino or a Logic to make it mainstream in rap than it is for like Lil Nas X right now. And and listen, I'm not hating, but that's a weird distinction. Considering how people talk and people's actual phobias, that is a very weird distinction.
But like,
and I'm just using it to give kudos to Childish Gambino. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel like, bro, if you're a rapper and you're black and like you saying a lot of goofy stuff,
they gonna kick you out. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you would be better off white.
Yeah.
Be more acceptable.
I think that's the thing. Like he was trying to like battle against like with the whole narrative of him saying like, what skin color? We all gonna go through the same problems, regardless of what you think makes my blackness or not. And yeah, that's my view on it too. Like I agree with that.
It's crazy to think though that he had to go through it worse than Kanye, because when he was getting big, there was already a bunch of artists like him. Yeah. There was Cudi out like around that time too?
Well, Gambino?
Yeah, like when
oh, nah, yeah, Cudi was, that's what good. Cudi already dropped like Man on the Moon, and he already dropped.
Here's the thing. Okay, so somebody's like Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Kanye was endorsed, one, because he was so effing good.
Yeah,
that's one. And then two, he had Jay-Z backing him. And when you have Jay-Z backing, it was easy for other people to just accept you. But if you look at somebody like J. Cole, as good and big and mainstream as J. Cole is, he still faces like hate for just simply being mixed and like talking about it a little
That's
bit.
a big. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but that's a big argument within the black community. Of like, there's a lot of people say, "Oh, if you're mixed, you're not really black." I don't believe in that.
I'm not even saying that. It's just like
no, but you see, like, you know what I mean. Like J. Cole, he's gonna go through problems by facing his blackness. But that's the thing about like what defines your blackness. Because if there's a big thing in the black community where a lot of people. Like in the community believe if you're mixed you're not really black, which I don't agree with that. Cause I feel like if someone's mixed and they want to like really embrace their black side, like what's you like? Why are you stopping them from embracing a part of themselves that is a part? Like it's not like they're choosing to be black; they are black.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, the black community, bro, all you can do. Just advice for black people in general. The best you could do. Just make as much money as possible.
And so, like, speaking of that, what are your thoughts on the question he asked? When he asked himself, "Are you afraid of black women?"
I was just about to tell you that. Like this whole section right here.
Yeah, like
when he says that, and he goes, "Why?" And so he goes, "Are you afraid of black women?" Right? And then he goes, "Why are you asking me that?" I feel like your relationship to them has played a big part in your narrative. I feel like using black women to question my blackness. All right, are you gonna teach your kids how to be black?
Oh my God.
And then he goes, well, yeah.
Like, see, like I feel like he's using this to be like a view on what we think, but like it's weird to me. It's just weird to me, like why bringing it up, but like because he's asking, like, because remember, like he's asking himself the questions. That's like he's talking to himself.
It's a self-reflection.
That's why it's crazy. It's like self-reflection. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're talking to yourself, but like why bring it up? Because when it's already a big thing. Where like it's true. Like black women do get disrespected a lot. Even like we can talk about it. It's true. It is a big thing. And just bringing it up is just like, why? That's just my thoughts on it, but like, what are your thoughts on it?
So I'll say this. As a black man, you can't bring up black women and win. It will never be perceived.
I feel like it depends. It's like
it'll never be perceived right.
It's not that you can't win, bro. It just depends on like what you're gonna say. Because
even if you say I love them, I'm obsessed with them, they gonna look through your history and be like, oh, but you was with this, you said this, you did that, so it don't matter. They're all lying.
That's pinpointing like a specific kind.
I feel like that's pinpointing because I feel like black women, they would like a black man, especially because you know. And
I mean Twitter black women, because like
that's different thing.
No, because it's a different thing. Twitter black women, I've never.
Yeah, but it's that's like another specific point you're trying. Like I feel like with the whole thing is like with black women, I feel like they will like because within black men, like there is a big thing about black men like neglecting black women. It's true. Like it is true. It's true. Like you can't it's true. It's true.
What's true?
There's a lot of black men who do it, like, cause look, for example, throughout the whole thing with I'm never gonna bring them up, but there's a big, even on Twitter, you look through it, there's a big majority of men that talk about like black women in a negative sense. If you're on Twitter, look through it,
you know.
Yeah, but look, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say is like, if a black man is out there trying to support and put up black women, like they like, you know what I mean?
Here's what I'll say. So white people do the same exact thing, and also like Asians do the same exact thing. Europeans do the same exact thing. It's just common. Like people hate and criticize on each other. It's just black people. We like to think we're special and make it this huge thing.
But it's just like it sucks when it's your own. It's your own people.
Have you talked to like people from the Middle East? Have you talked to people from the Middle East and like the situations between men and women over there?
Yeah, I know, but that's religion. That's religion.
It's not just religion.
It's mostly religion.
That's mostly religion.
Okay, my bad. Let me explain. I was talking to this girl from the Upper East, whatever the rich side is.
East, West, they both rich, bro.
Yeah, she was Middle Eastern. Very rich. Told me about how if she had a child illegitimately, she would her parents will honor kill her. And she's rich and successful, lives in New York City, and she's a comedian. So she's already on the progressive side of that. So all I'm saying is men and women, and honestly just people in general, we talk bad about each other. We criticize each other. We hate on each other. It don't matter the group. It don't matter the gender, the race. That's just how people work.
So then he brings into the point right there, leading right back into this. He goes, it feels as though your thoughts, he says, can I say something? I hate talking about race more than 5 minutes unless it's with other black. See, then, just so that's basically, it kind of,
he shouldn't ask himself these questions.
That's my whole thing on it is why bringing it up? But even he said he doesn't like talking about race unless with other black people.
And then he asked himself the question.
But that's the thing. That's the main point. That's the main point on Twitter that everyone's getting at him is that fact. It's the fact that why are you bringing it up in the first place? There's no need to bring it up.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
He thought it was gonna slap. The thing is, he said, "Oh, I'm not woke. I grew up." Look at this.
It's like the whole thing, bro.
It's not even the fact. And it's the thing. He didn't necessarily even though he didn't necessarily say anything bad about black women in general. It's the fact about him bringing it up. It's gonna rub the wrong way and be why are you bringing it up? And there's no reason to talk about it.
This whole section.
It's
rubbing me. This whole section right here. So I'll probably take a screenshot, just put it up because this whole section right here.
There's a lot.
This whole section.
You gotta link it because there's a lot going on in this.
You know what section, bro?
I feel like, man, when you're this rich, you're this successful. Your mind is so primitive. It creates new problems, new things for you to overcome, new challenges, new oppressions. So after achieving all your goals and accomplishments, making 3 careers, you beat life and you start trying to defeat problems like blackness. Because there's nothing else to really do.
Read this right here. You see this whole statement right here? Oh my gosh.
I feel because even with that, I feel a lot of things, even with finding success, even me personally, I don't think there's ever gonna be I don't think anyone's gonna ever feel fulfilled in life. You know what I mean? I feel even with no matter how much money you make or how big of a name you get in media, especially being a black man in America, you're not gonna always find things. And I feel even with someone with his stature, I feel he's bringing this up because talking about race is something we should do or normalize because a lot of people don't like to normalize it just because it's what we are. Talking about it shouldn't be weird. You shouldn't be weird or don't talk about we need to talk about it because it's true because some of the stuff that be happening, especially within our community, black people, we need to talk about it, especially try to put on for our own.
I noticed this when he asked himself a question. I guess in a vacuum, is it easier not to focus on your blackness? But in the world where it dictates how important it is to you, in some ways, no. Do you want your kids to not focus on their blackness? And then he goes, in some ways, I don't. But I also don't want them to be the light skinned saying, I don't see color. But it's like, bro, and basically like, all right, so basically him saying that I also don't want my kids to be the light kid saying I don't see color. Bro, like you got like you're gonna have to show your kid like the real world no matter what. You're gonna have to tell that your kid is black.
I was about to say that.
Like,
That's like one thing. Like even if like you're not big on race, that's one thing I don't like when people say like I don't see color. I'm like, bro, like because you're just being ignorant at that point, in my opinion. Because like just see color. Like all right, bro, you talking to somebody like, bro, I don't see color. Like, bro, I'm black. Like like don't say you don't see me because I'm black.
It depends. So when a white person says that, when anybody who's not black says that, I get it.
Even me when
No, not I get it. When they says that, it usually means they're ignorant. Yeah.
There's like even when black people say, I'm like, well, don't say you're black and they talk about I don't see color, bro. Like, cause like, but I think
that might just mean they're religious.
Look, all right. So you tell me if Malcolm X came in here, just let's say a black man that's really came in wearing a quote, you gonna question his black? You gonna question when he talking about blackness? No, I'm just saying that regardless of what he wears to me does not matter. Like I feel like he is intelligent enough to talk about the issue.
Nah, son.
But I feel like I don't care what you can't come in wearing the craziest things.
That's straw man, and I'll tell you why. Guy like that straw man, bro. Wait, listen, hold up. So like, let's say I just picked out a random picture from his Instagram where he's wearing booty shorts. And I could do that. I did it. This is right under all the questions where he's talking about blackness, and it's like. First of all, there doesn't need to be a picture of yourself. That's one. Two, this is the one.
But even
three, it actually has nothing to do with the picture being black or not. The picture is just stupid. Hold on. Anybody dressed like that is unstable.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like it's just because like what he's wearing is outrageous, but I'm like what he's wearing doesn't have anything to do with what he's saying. Just
he's trying to prove
what I'm saying is we know Donald Glover, the things he talk about. We know he's not great. We know he's intelligent. We know he's an intelligent man who knows what he's talking about. So what he's wearing here,
intelligence is nuanced.
But
Elon Musk is smart, but if you told him, he sounds like an idiot.
He knows what he's talking about. That's what I'm saying. He knows. Look, Donald Glover knows what he's talking about. Even if you watched his uninterrupted interview, talk with LeBron.
So I'll say this: intelligence is nuanced. There's nobody in the world. Hold up. There's nobody in the world that knows how to talk about everything. Wait. So Donald Glover, if he's talking about music, very intelligent. Donald Glover, if he's talking about comedy. Probably pretty intelligent. Donald Glover, if he's talking about writing, TV, production, honestly, anything artistic, very intelligent. Donald Glover talking about blackness, black women, and just all these other social issues, you sound stupid.
But no,
that's not your field.
But no. Wait, actually, nah. I don't agree with that because he's a black person, so he should be able to talk about his blackness too. But my point was getting at was
he's able to.
But this is the one thing I was saying. Like, but my whole point was that. But my whole point was like you were coming at him. You like I'm not gonna listen to him due to what he's wearing. My thing is like
for a bunch of reasons.
But that was like the point you were like going at like. But my thing was like it doesn't matter. My thing was just saying like.
Bro, he's wearing.
That's the thing. That's like, see, what he's wearing. Like, it doesn't have like what he's wearing doesn't have anything to do.
Well, here's the thing.
That's my
You're
point.
right.
It doesn't have like that's what like, but you're like that's
technically.
That's the point you're pushing on.
No,
like, what he's wearing. Like that has nothing to do with what he's
technically, talking about. You're right. But you want to know part of the reason why I'm going for what he's wearing?
Why?
Because I already seen the stupid answers. So I'm like, oh, this makes sense. It's all adding up. That's why I'm coming for it. Because I'm like, oh, this is the guy that would interview himself and then dodge questions.
That's the part I think that's weird about it.
There's a lot of stuff that's weird. This isn't weird.
What dodging questions? Look
at the pose.
Let me say something. I feel like for him, this is him trying to be like. I'm not embracing my blackness. I'm trying to be different, and that's my main issue with him.
Like,
it's like, bro,
that's a main issue a lot of people have with him. Like, I feel like he does embrace his blackness in a sense, but it's still to a point where like are you like trying to like it's weird.
It's like he needs to say it every 5 years. He's like, I'm black, but.
I don't want to be
black over here.
Yeah, it's like, bro,
it's like a lot because he like this interview was just like it threw me off because like it's just the whole way like asking yourself questions and dodging them but asking yourself questions that's gonna like stir controversy. You know,
it's also questions that like what I was saying before. you're an entertainer. You've made music, you've made comedy, and you make shows. I haven't seen questions about that.
None.
Like, that's what people want to hear.
There might be because this is long. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, if you put them all to bottom, that's his fault.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
What food is in Atlanta? What's your favorite show right now? What foods are those? I've got a good one. Is Atlanta still for niggas? You know that code, but I hope so. Yeah, he knows. See, but he's even when he tries to talk about his show, he still goes right into the whole black.
It's like you
I would say
what
like
he's like.
Atlanta is a very like black centered show, like especially like a lot of the Afro surrealism. That's what I would say about the show.
He's like he reminds me of one of those girls that like they grew up just like around a lot of white people, and I feel like that's harder for black girls than it is for black guys. They cannot handle it the same. And they start acting like that or saying things like that, just like even when black people are showing them respect, trying to include them, they just won't accept it because they're scared they'll be rejected.
Oh yeah, so like I said, I feel like we're gonna like conclude up here and everything like that. I feel like, so my final statement on him, I feel like he comes off as someone who's like he doesn't like he wants to embrace being black. But at the same time, I feel like he doesn't feel like he is black. But at the end of the day, I say that like, all right, so bro, you do this, but at the end of the day, bro, you still black.
Yeah, like my final conclusion on it is like, I feel like Donald Glover, you know, the way he comes off, I feel like it does come from like, I don't think he comes from a place of malice. I think he does. I think he does. No, but you know what I mean. Like, I think he does embrace black culture and, you know, blackness. Like, what you want to say? I think he does embrace it, especially with like shows like Atlanta.
I think this is the thing with autistic people. Like, very highly autistic people, like, you start talking about their opinions, you start talking about things outside of their field, they sound stupid. They sound weird.
Yeah, that's the one thing I said.
Because that's who they are. That's what I think.
Because my whole thing about I feel like this whole interview was just weird, but that's my thing on that's my thing.
Like, what artist talks about like social issues and doesn't sound like an idiot?
With himself.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like all of them kind of sound goofy.
But the only thing that's just weird about this, like, it's not about bringing up the social issues that he brought it up and dodging the questions himself. So that's my thing. That's all
and then he put in these pictures, man.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about
it. Like I said, I feel like from a person who's been around a lot of art people and stuff like that, you know, like I dabbled in it, met a lot of people in the art world in New York, and I'll tell you right now, bro, Donald Glover, I know you're probably not gonna see the Donald Glover, but like at the end of the day,
he be on burners. He admitted that.
You never know. So, hey, bro, no one's saying that you're not black for being you. At the end of the day, bro, you black. Everyone gonna see you being black, and the whole world gonna recognize you as being black.
Stop trying to be a hipster about it.
Exactly. You black, bro. Yeah. Leave it at that. There's no blackness. No, you're black. Your skin color's black, bro. Leave it at that.
Drop another special.
All right, so we're gonna conclude up here. This was a good show. Like I said, if you want to check out the interview, it's on Interview Magazine. Donald Glover, Childish Gambinos, interviewing himself. Really good interview. Really good discussion we had here today. So we're going to conclude up here. And this is the JdotStudios show. Thank y'all for watching. And we out.